Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from Markwood Men's Breakfast Club.
Together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club, coincidentally enough.
I'm from there.
And welcome. If it's your first time, welcome for your first time. If you're here from a previous time, welcome back. Speaking of a previous time, we were smoking Spinnaker last week, and I said if that cherry flavor doesn't go away, this is going to Jay Dagner. Jay, this is coming to you, buddy.
Congratulations!
I'm assuming by now you've already had this, and that's definitely a very strong cherry or fruity cherry casing.
Cough syrup.
We're going to smoke tonight our blend smoking mixture, and I'm a little cautious with this or trepidatious because it is a mild English.
First of all,
I believe
it's got leaves on the front, so you know it's going to be good. Second,
oh gosh,
I just want to point out, because this is going to be a theme. I think.
Gosh.
What?
Yeah, keep reading.
It's going to be a theme. That there's a pull top on this here canister, so just take that.
And you say that because because I hadn't opened it for a reason.
Talk about it later.
We'll get this. This says, this unique blend astounds with its dominant, yet still subtly fruity notes. The base is an equally complex mixture of Burley, Virginia, Latakia, Perique, and Flake.
You're going to love this.
Perfect for fans of Revolution.
I have discovered that just about every tobacco flavor could be used to describe me at some point in my life.
Are you a fan of Revolution? Viva la Revolution.
I'm a fan of leaves on the front.
It smells like so many tobaccos we've smoked.
It smells exactly like the flavors that they said.
All right, so where am I right now? I'm in Chicago.
Congratulations.
Thank
Eat
you.
a deep dish for me.
See what I can do. So what are we going to talk about this morning, boy?
Some things.
Alrighty. I mean, I'm surrounded by stuff that I'm interested in knowing more about.
Is it about burning off your face?
Nope, not so much.
Because we have that technology.
Light up.
It's from Fast Tech, so you know it's safe.
Yep, it's everything they said it would be.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so I got some things that, I've got three things to discuss this morning. And one is something that two of them are related, and I don't think that they're things that we've talked about, that I've talked about before. About a year ago around January, February, Allison and I were attempting a diet, a non-diet diet that was designed by Alton Brown, and
I met an Alton last week.
Did you?
Yes, I made sure to ask him, is it Alton or Alton? He said it's Alton because his dad insisted that no one was ever to call him Al. And so it was Alton. But
like
Alton Brown from the Food Network says it's Alton.
I've heard it
For
both
him,
ways.
it's Alton.
So, in this diet, you had a list of 7 things. Or you had a list of things that you had to eat every day, list of things that you had to eat every other day, once a week, and then things that you should never eat. And on the list of things to eat, to have every day, was green tea. And so, kind of got me onto a tea kick. And so I did a lot of research and learned a lot. In one of his episodes, Alton talks about one of his episodes of Good Eats. He talks about tea and kind of what.
Get the one with the cast iron teapot one. The Japanese.
I don't know about cast iron. I don't think so.
He did an episode one time with the cast iron.
He has a glass, a clear glass.
Different one.
It might. I don't recall. But he talks several things about how, what causes tea to go bitter is the temperature, usually more often than the steeping time. So if it's too hot, it can cause burning of the leaves, basically. And then if you oversteep, that's a problem. There are some really good tools online if you just search for tea timers that tell you exactly if it's what kind of tea you have, tells you how long you should let it steep and at what temperature. And that's really great because going into this and trying to fix tea for the very first time, really, hot tea, I really had no idea what I was doing. And
you take the Lipton tea bag.
Basically, yeah.
You stick it in the microwave mug of water.
Yep.
You let it sit until it looks...
Like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, until it looks way, way too dark.
Yeah.
And then you just add a bunch of sugar.
That's it. Yeah. That's how the Brits do it. One of the things that surprised me is tea... Really, if you're brewing tea leaves, you don't want to steep your tea for more than 2 minutes on just about every type of tea. And I was doing about 4, 5, 6 minutes, much longer. The other thing is, good tea leaves can be rebrewed. They can be hit at least a second time, if not 3, 4 really good, high quality tea leaves can be brewed several times.
Really?
Yeah. The trick to that is you have to remove the tea from the heat immediately. So it's immediately upon the finishing brewing, you remove it from the heat, which means don't let the tea leaves sit in your water stewing. If you remove it from the heat right away, and what I do is I hit it with cold water to stop that brewing process cold. You can steep it a second time, not even know a difference. Sometimes if they're if they're higher quality, you can hit it a third time. Sometimes on the second or third steeping, you might have to, or brewing, you might have to steep it for a little bit longer to get the same flavor, but it's still in there. But a lot of people throw away perfectly good tea leaves. You can do the same thing with tea bags. It's not just high quality tea leaves. Tea bags, you can do it too.
Hit it with the cold water to shock it.
Yep, to stop it from releasing its flavor. And there's also there's nothing worse than trying to drink tea water from tea leaves that have been soaking in moisture in like steam. They almost become, if you drain the hot water and let them sit and still be hot, they continue to let off steam, and it almost becomes like steamed cabbage, and it's gross. It can be really nasty if you come back to it an hour or two later.
There are some people who insist that if you let your pipe go out, come back a couple hours later,
It's funky.
It's funky. Like a cigar. Relighting a cigar can be funky. And yet there are others that say, no, do your char light and then let your tobacco sit for a day and then smoke it. And I've done that, and actually I've had some tobaccos that were really good that way.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Cigars, if you relight a cigar, part of the reason for the funk is you get all that, what was condensation, tar, nicotine, and condensation that's
already flowed through it.
It's in there, you're hitting it, and it's cold, and then it starts to vaporize again, and that can be funky. But you know what? You push past that, or some say you never blow through a cigar. Blow through a cigar that you've smoked a day ago, and then smoke it. Not bad. I have a cigar saver that I can put a cigar into, and if I smoke it the next day, it's fine.
Cool.
Yep. Nothing to do with tea.
That's okay.
So let's do something. I see tea here.
So I want to talk about the tea because that was telling me that a lot of people.
I'm a kinesthetic learner.
A lot of people have been talking about coffee on Voxer and elsewhere.
But many of them are tea drinkers.
And so I wanted to show some of the things I learned about tea.
Okay.
So one of the things that Alton recommends, and one of the things that I now highly recommend, is an electric tea kettle. And so this is one I got from Walmart
there's no strings.
For about $25, I think. And it's got a base. You plug in the base, and it just sits here. It's magnetic, and or just, I don't know, by touch. It just sits on it.
That works like my milk warmer and frother that I got with my
Should be warm enough.
whatever I got it with. What did I get that with?
I don't know. What I like about this one, you can get them for about $20. A couple of things about the electric kettles. They are amazing. They heat water so fast. You can boil 2 cups of water in about a minute and a half. You can boil 7 cups of water in about 2.5, 3 minutes. So this boils water, a higher volume of water, faster than putting water on the stovetop. So a lot of times if I'm going to be making spaghetti or boiling something on the stovetop, I'll boil the water in this and then dump it into the hot skillet.
It would be great if you end up needing to add some water to something and not having to slow down the cooking process.
I had this at the school where I was working, and a lot of times I would use this for cooking ramen. Alton drops eggs directly into the kettle to boil them. And so you can make boiled eggs in this. I've actually made ramen in the kettle. Don't recommend it if you get this kettle because this one has a lip on the bottom and pieces of noodle got stuck in there and it was a pain in the butt to clean out. But you live and you learn. It does work. It did work. I paid like $10 extra for this one because this has variable temperature options. So this lets me choose between 5 different temperature settings from 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, and 212. And those different...
What happens at 212, son?
It stops. It stops getting hotter.
Really?
Yeah, that's absolute heat. So yeah, it's like absolute zero, but they call it absolute boiling.
It's the boiling point. There's no point going beyond 212 because you can't, right?
Right. Well,
Can you?
Can, but
Can you ultra heat?
you can, but there's no point. You wouldn't want to drink it. So yeah, you can boil water in this. But what I like about it is green tea, which is one of the things that I was drinking a lot of a year ago, has a peak boiling temperature of 170 degrees. Well, with this, I can set it to 170 degrees, hit it, and it does it right to that temperature. And it has a thermometer on it, so I can tell what the temperature is if I let it sit and let it drop a little bit. So it's perfect. It lets you dial it in right to the temperature you want. It just works so fast. The other thing is, my wife and I have a Keurig at home, and for a while we were using the Keurig to heat our tea, but you had to do that a cup at a time. Even though it's super fast, it's still, for me and her to have tea in the morning, it's still fast to use the electric kettle.
Okay. So then how do you brew it?
I did a lot of research on brewing methods. Now you can get little what do they call those? Infusers, tea infusers. So that you put the loose leaf teas into this little pod that you put into your cup of boiling water, and that's fine. You're going to get a higher quality boil that way than if you're using tea bags. But after doing a lot of research, I stumbled on this. This is an Ingenuity. Teavana also makes one. And what this lets you do is you put your tea leaves in this sucker, and then you put your boiling water or your water at whatever temperature in here as well, and you let it steep in this chamber. And what I'm going to show you, what you'll get to see hopefully, is that it expands. It gives it space to expand as the tea leaves. What are you doing?
I'm holding this so you can describe it.
Okay, you're holding it in the way. As the tea leaves expand and grow and they release flavor as they expand. And if you put them in a tea infuser, they can't do that. So in something like this, they're able to release better flavor.
So they're just floating free. They're partying in the water.
That's right. And then when it comes time to pour it out, instead of pouring it like this has a little spout on the bottom, and you just set it straight down on top of your mug, and it just pees it right into your cup. It's awesome. And then if you've done it right, then this is empty with everything but the tea leaves. You can put this in the fridge. You can cool it off, put this in the fridge, save this for later, and then all you have to do is pour hot water in here again and you're good to go. There's a shop called Tivana. We have one in our local mall. Great place to get tea leaves. They're very helpful. They have all sorts of different flavors of tea, different qualities. All that.
Wow.
This is a green tea, but is a blackberry mojito. So, cool thing about Tivana is they tell you how long they recommend it to be steeped and what quantity. All right.
I got nothing to do here.
Okay. So they recommend a teaspoon and a half.
Is that right?
All right. My water's going to be a little bit cold for this because I warmed it up half an hour ago. And I don't really want to plug it back in.
All right. So let's, in case you spill it, let's not spill it on me. All right, and I'm not going to set this on the coffee cup because that would release it, right?
It would. So you can see.
Oh, it's kind of purple already.
Yeah. So it's already releasing some of the flavor. So we're going to let that sit and steep for about 2 minutes. And it's kind of cool. It almost looks like a lava lamp. This one in particular, as some of the pieces start to expand down the bottom, they'll float up to the top, and they'll release some of their color, some of their pink color. Ends up being really, really cool looking.
So because this water is cooler, you would probably, if this were the case, you'd steep this longer?
Yeah.
Or we just make it hotter?
Yeah. The ideal solution would be to make it hotter. With the electric kettle, because it has a thermometer in it, it knows the temperature of the water. So it would take 20 seconds to heat it back up because it's probably 160 degrees or so, 155, and not the recommended 175. Oh.
Would you touch the bottom?
I guess so, yeah. It peed on me a little bit. So, yeah, I still get a craving for tea periodically. It makes it super easy. All of these pieces come out. There's a filter on the bottom, so you don't get any tea leaves into your tea.
So the filter is kind of a dome-shaped mesh in there, right?
Yep. And they have versions of these that come with a little cup, like a cup holder that you can put on the bottom of this that won't set it off. I don't have that version.
Well, yours has 4 feet, so you could set it on a table,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't release.
The picnic table that we're sitting on right now, though, doesn't really have a flat surface, so if I set it down, it probably would release.
Are you going to let this go until it's truly ready, or
No,
let's just
there.
demo it?
We'll get there. So, I'll show you.
Now, he is right over his MacBook, just so you know.
I have
There it is. It's empty.
done this enough
Cool.
to have a pretty good idea. Look at that. A pretty good idea of how much is in
Wow.
it. So, there's not a really good way to show this.
I'd like
but
to smoke that.
It's very pinkish purple. Smell it. It's good.
Yeah. It's deep.
Mr. Manager. So, that was one thing. That's my tea set up. Never thought I'd say that. The other thing, the reason why I was showing off the lid to the thing is because I was at the Walmart grocery store earlier this evening, and I found some things that I don't know that I ever would have thought to look for at the Walmart grocery store. We were cooking sushi tonight, and we make sushi at home, and one of the things we like to put in is tuna fish. So we were out, going to get some tuna, and went to a canned meat section. And I was shocked at the types of canned meat that they had there. The ones that really shocked me the most, they had escargot. They have a can of escargot.
Oh, with this, and then above the plastic.
And then with plastic thing of snails.
Shells.
Shells, yeah, that was weird. They have caviar. They have all sorts of weird stuff. And so,
right, hold on.
You heard me.
Walmart. The caviar you're going to find at Walmart is not going to be caviar.
Sure, but why? Who goes to Walmart needing caviar? Of course,
Enough
you're not going to get
people that they have it at Walmart.
I know, for $7. So I was tempted to get some less expensive canned meats for us to try here tonight. I fully expect them to be disgusting. So let's try.
Great.
Let's
Great.
go. Well, it's canned meat from Walmart. Let's go with the more normal. We'll start with the more normal of the canned meats. How you feeling? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
What you got there?
We're
boy?
going to try some Vigo imported farm-raised mussels in marinade sauce. Look, the can doesn't even have any labeling, so it's got to be legit.
Hold on. It's a product of Spain. Does it tell us, are we supposed to cook it for it to be edible?
Don't know. I thought, oh, that's gross. Oh, it just squirted me. It just squirted me real good. That's nasty.
Mussels in sauce prepared from soybean oil, vinegar, red pepper, spices, and salt added. It doesn't say fully cooked or anything like that.
The sauce actually isn't bad.
I'd hope not. Two carbs in 2 servings per container, so 4 carbs total. What do we have to eat that with?
Oh, just the mussels.
This little
Our
teaspoon?
fingers.
This teaspoon?
Our fingers.
Gosh.
I can't get it open.
I am really looking forward to this now.
You're welcome. Just wait till you see the next thing we've got.
So he's really struggling with this thing. He's got the tab pulled to the point where it's leaking, but the lid itself is not pulling back. And I suspect it's going to get messy here in just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, here it comes. Oh my gosh. It is so full. Liquid's pouring everywhere.
Hold on.
It's probably the best part, you're pouring over the balcony here. Every dog and cat in your apartment complex is going to be freaking out tonight. Yep, that's a mussel, all right.
Mussels out of a can.
It doesn't smell bad.
No, it doesn't. That
It
sauce
doesn't-
is actually pretty
It doesn't
pretty good.
smell bad. All right, I'm using the Aristocob patented tea for this. Tea tamper. Ready?
Yeah.
You already there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. That's not horrible
No.
as a mussel eater. That's the worst mussel I've ever eaten.
Yeah. That's real. It's real. It's a lot softer than a mussel should be. It's
I'm going to eat one more just so I can say that I did. One more?
Sure.
Wow. What do you got there, boy?
Oh, what do I have here?
I'm drinking your tea. Wow.
It's good tea, isn't it?
Well,
Better than mussel.
Better than mussels.
So the other canned meat I thought we would try this evening. Octopus in a can. But wait. Wild caught octopus.
Oh.
Imported from Spain. It's in garlic sauce.
So how do you get this out? I mean, is it holding on to the can? In garlic salt, wild caught.
And garlic sauce.
After opening, refrigerate contents in a proper glass or plastic container.
What?
So don't leave it in the tin, or it's going to go funk on you. This contains octopus, vegetable oil, which is soybean and or sunflower oil, garlic and salt, and then it says it contains soy. So what part of that contains soy?
The octopus.
Probably the soybean and or sunflower oil. Contains soy. Okay. Wild caught, product of Spain. So it just sort of repeats itself here.
Guys, come on. The pull tab busted.
So this is best if used by October 29th, 2020. So around 2023, it's not going to be at its peak of freshness.
No.
Once again, the Aristocob patented pipe tamper is being put to use. I've got a knife in my pocket. Would that be better?
Might be. I really don't know at this point. At this point,
I got a pocket monkey in my pocket. How about one of these? Would that help you? A Swiss Tech knife?
potentially.
Of course, now it's getting octopus stuff on it.
Yeah, it is.
And soy.
Sorry, I know how you feel about soy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's some good stuff. Thank you, Walmart. This was $3 worth of entertainment.
Do something with this.
Yeah, I'll clean it off. Well, it's off screen. Just set it down. It's okay.
All right.
It'll be all right. I have this all over my clothing. Your knife will be okay. It's real.
How long was that sitting on the table?
I don't know. Feel garlicky.
All right, let me get a whiff of that. You help yourself.
All right, so this is canned octopus. Very garlicky. I think I think it would be preferable if this was cooked over a fire.
Charred a little bit.
Yeah.
In a moment of desperation, when there's nothing else to eat. Something like that. Awful.
You know what, though?
What?
I think...
Would you have that over the mussels?
I think so. I think that in the mussel sauce actually wouldn't be all that bad. I like the mussel sauce. I like the texture of the squid or the octopus better. What do you think of the octopus texture?
I agree. The mussels have so many weird little textural pockets in them, and at least that's consistent.
Yeah. This tastes like octopus.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was fun.
That isn't the octopus, though, that I would, because of all the other flavorings in there, I wouldn't think of that for sushi at all.
No.
It's canned, first off. It's not fresh.
It's way too garlicky. The garlic is like garlic oil. Very processed, I thought. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
Okay.
Garlic oil.
So, what do you think of this tobacco? Should I send it to Jay?
Yes. Absolutely you should. I didn't mind it,
All right, it's heading to Jay Dagner.
but it's not something I'm going to smoke all of. So yes, send that to Jay. And I'll send him a can of mussels too.
I tell you what, I'd rather eat that than a can of mussels.
You'd rather eat
I'd rather eat that tobacco
the tobacco? Really?
than
That bad,
can,
huh?
than a can of mussels. I'm just not impressed with the mussels.
No. Yeah, there's something to be said. There's something to be said for the tuna industry really getting that right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, because I've had lots of canned meat in my days, and lots of canned meat is terrible. Is this quality? And tuna works. Tuna works. And maybe it's just because we've been conditioned to like tuna.
With just the right amount of dolphin for flavor.
Oh, yeah. And mermaid. I like Spam, too. But
I never, ever have liked Spam. In as many iterations, flavors, it's all too salty. Even the low-salt version's too salty for me.
Did you ever get a chance to try the Monty Python Golden Spam?
No.
I need to see-
Golden?
Yeah. Quest for the Holy Grail.
What made it gold?
It was Spam-A-Lot. It was a special Spam version that came out with Spam-A-Lot, the musical. And it has honey in it. It is the best Spam, hands down, I've ever had. It's got the honey in there really cuts away a lot of the sodium. And it's got just... It ends up tasting like a honey-baked ham.
Well, have you ever had the sushi that they make in Hawaii from Spam?
No, Spam Musubi? I have not.
Yeah, now I've had that. I had that in California one time, and was really surprised by that. And I guess part of the trick to that is it's cooked. They slice it into thinner, let's say half-inch thick slabs, which then get cooked in like an electric skillet with soy sauce and other sauces. Mm-hmm. And even though soy sauce itself is salty, it leaches some of the salt out that I find distasteful in Spam. And actually, I would eat that.
Yeah, fried Spam is okay, like if it's cubed and put into eggs. But I think like my mom used to slice up Spam and fry it, and that was always way too salty for me.
Thin as bacon.
That just brings out all the salt. When you get rid of all the moisture, you just cut all the salt. Spam is really good with Easy Cheese and Ritz crackers, though. Makes a really good Easy Cheese delivery system.
The can makes a great Easy Cheese delivery system.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go throw up some some octopus and mussels.
That was not pleasant. All right, so
always willing to take one for the team.
This weekend, I think I'll be home prior to then my next trip, which is to... Oh, no, I won't be home the whole weekend. I'll be going off to Vegas. So if we can't get together again before then, we may be doing a Skype episode next week. We'll see how that comes out. Oh, look at boys getting fancy. Do it. Don't melt the paint on the tamper. My gosh. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
You guys have a good week.
Make it a great week. Wow. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it.